throws a briefcase? Honestly. Don't you know that just makes Roman... callback humor. Welcome to the One Player Podcast. Sorry about the noticeable lack of updates for my channel. I've been very, very busy this week. Trying to, get stuff situated. To, hopefully ensure that becomes a thing of the past and I can upload whenever I want. So, fingers crossed I'll get my new studio sooner than later. I'm finally getting started on that. I've saved up enough and I can, okay, if I need, a new computer or stuff like that, I'll be able to do that. So, whew. Other than that, I've still been playing, more Fantasy Life. That's pretty much it, really. As far as what I've been doing, it's just been very, very busy, very, very hectic schedule for me. Probably will be all next week, too. I don't know. I'm going to try and get out these podcasts as best I can, as soon as I can. I didn't even have time to watch SmackDown until just now. So, just before I started. I finally have some downtime to myself this unbusy Sunday that I'm doing this on. So, even after that, I'm probably still going to be a little busy later. But, that's it. I don't have much for whatchamacallit. I do know that Dengeki Bunko game's coming out in October. Jam Kuradaberry has been confirmed for a Guilty Gear Revelator. We got a new trailer for that, new opening thing for that. Looks like we're getting that man, and we see Raven as well at the... That's what I assume it is, the horn through the guy's head. That's I don't remember it being in two ways, but then again, I don't remember much of what it was. He looked different in well, everybody guessed I looked a little bit different, but I'm assuming that's who that is. I'm assuming that's Raven talking to that man in the Boundary or Bedman's dimension or wherever he ended up in. At the end of the original story. Ooh, spoilers, by the way, sorry. But hey, the new game's coming out, I'm like, I knew something else happened, I forgot what it was at first, and then I looked it up, and I'm like, oh yeah, SNK. They got purchased by a Chinese company, Leotech. Purchased almost all of their shares. They're obtaining the rights to their game IPs and characters. CEO behind the deal said they wanted to follow the Marvel formula regarding SNK expanding to comics, TVs, movies, new games. Sounds good on paper, but mostly because we haven't seen a lot of things from the SNK before to begin with, except for overseas where it's all patch slot games. And it's had been that way for quite some time. And the mobile shit, the Metal Slug, rather. Kind of tower defense type of game. They had that Dance of Fighters, which is kind of cool, because I do like their music. It's all their King of Fighters tracks and such, and other tracks as well, I think. It's just like a rhythm game. I'm like, yeah, really? They've already got a game called KOF 98 Online, but it's just an RPG style card game. It's from Tencent, behind the same people behind Juan Doji Wong. That don't know how to. I guess I'll spell it out, but like that on the underneath. Don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I forget what that translates to, but I know it's that one fighting game that looks like KOF but isn't. And then it looks really, really much like KOF, but the sprites are kind of really, really high, really, really cool looking. And they brought in and because they did well enough, I guess they had to. We want Terry Bogard and Benny Morrow in the game, so they're like, all right, you can have them. So Yeah, that's it with that. I gotta get to my, because I've had a couple oots this week. While I was super busy. I did try the, there's a new Slurpee from 7-Eleven. It's a Sour Patch Watermelon. I personally like the sour, but I learned something. It's not to be mixed when my taquito wheats were spicy. Those two don't mix well, you know. You take nothing else in this podcast, at least take that. So I had to get home and drink something that wasn't the Slurpee just to calm my throat down. I'm like, because sour's not doing it. Actually, if I had the Nestle's Nutriment to wash it down, I think it'd be pretty good. That might have been a little disgusting, actually. Tastes like chocolate milk. I had their chocolate. They have a bunch of different flavors, but yeah, this one, it tasted like chocolate milk, but it went down like a yoo-hoo. And it's good for you. That can't be right. If I wasn't lactose intolerant, I might do a bunch of these. I only saw a couple. So I might do these once a week or something like that if I find more. I only saw 2 more, which I think was the banana and the vanilla, but I know they have, apparently, from their site, strawberry, coconut, eggnog. Yeah, 'tis the season. Maybe I also really like the Belgian Boys all-natural stroopwafels. And it's how it's pronounced. Thank you, Wikipedia. Stroopwafels. Stroopwafel. Stroopwafels. It's a big round. It's a 2 thin baked waffles, like how you make a waffle cone, but these are covered in brown sugar and they're like really sweetened. And then between them is like a caramel kind of hold for that. So you get like a nice little sandwich. It's like me eating a much neater, much sweeter Star Crisp from them Little Debbie's. Not as messy on the hands and all that, and a bunch of crumbs. So really held together, and surprisingly a lot of give. Surprisingly soft, but also like in that where it has a lot of give, but it's still like a really crisp waffle. So thank you, Netherlands, for this one. So we got to start over there. Rock Creek Tangerine Soda. This tasted like orange soda. Good orange soda, so it wasn't a complete ripoff. I don't know. Been a few years since I've had an orange and a tangerine. Could be able to tell the difference in taste. But it was good, so. This wasn't what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. I found this at the gas station. The place has like a few imported items. One of which that caught my eye was a Nestle Passatempo. Passa Tempo. Don't let the monkey fool you. The wafers are not banana. It's just something to put on to the wafers for some reason. I guess it's like their mascot or something like that. It's like a. It reminded me. It's just like a big old kind of wafer cookie, like not too hard, but just not too soft either. It's got like chocolate in the middle. It's like tasted like a really fancy Dunkaroo that had most of the work done for me. So if you find this, I definitely recommend that as well. Flying through this because I want to get to this quickly because then I can get back to doing things. So like I said, I just watched SmackDown, so that's going to be even more of a like more than usual. I'd be like, I don't talk that much about SmackDown. Most of it's for Raw because that's live and I watch it, so I take a lot more notes with that. But anyway, it opens with Monday Night Rollins, as he says. He's the man who broke. I'm the man who broke the face that runs the place, 'cause you can't see me. I don't want to, 'cause he's stealing my fucking 3D Dot Game Heroes running gag, and I'm beating like a dead horse. Straight out of that, yeah. That fucking meme. That got old quickly, as things tend to do when you're around a community like that. But anyway, don't want to take too long with that. But anyway, you know, he's still licking his wounds and is straight out of action. So already again, straight out of action after destroying his career, like when his knee destroyed his face. And if Cena don't want to show up like a man, lose to me like a man, then come to Brooklyn and forfeit the title to the one true champion. Either way, I'll be the first to hold the World Championship and the United States Championship at the same time. And I've heard he'll be on Tough Enough, even though he's not tough enough to hang with me. See, I'll do it there. So he gets word that Cena's thereafter via satellite, and it's the old comedy thing. I think it's a Conan O'Brien thing. It's that whole thing where it's like the guy's face, but someone else's lips are on the screen talking, and it's clearly Rollins. Because I can see like because as his mouth moves, you can see like the mustache that he has on. So I'm like, hey, it's Rollins, okay. Edge did it better with Ric Flair because I think that was Matt Striker who was doing that, But I have to admit that Edge is better than the Nature Boy. And it says something along the line. He was like, that guy, that's what it was. Because it was like a road rage incident or something like that. Like Edge is like, apparently if you haven't heard the news, apparently Ric Flair pulled somebody on the side of the road and beat the hell out of him. And then they cut the Ric Flair via satellite, but it's like someone else talking. And like I said, I think it sounded like Matt Striker. So I'm like, I did it because he had the nerve to say that Edge was better than the Nature Boy. And then I got arrested. And he does puppy dog. And he does like the sad Punim face, like, puppy dog. There wasn't that much of that. It was just, what did he do? He's like, as soon as he's like, I've changed my hustle, loyalty, and respect to surgery, recovery, and rehab. And I like to tell my C Nation to never give up. Unless Rollins breaks your face, and then you should totally give up. And Rollins is like, I'm shocked, but you're doing the right thing. And then Cesaro comes out once Rollins mentions his WWE Open Challenge. He mentioned it last week. He was like, last week I had a WWE Open Challenge, and Cesaro comes out and he's like, okay, I'll fight you right now. And Rollins is like, whoa, I said that was last week. I didn't say anything about that tonight. What did you do to deserve that title shot? Owens comes out and says, Kevin Owens, he's like, absolutely nothing. And unlike the two of you, I've beaten Cena. So if anyone deserves that shot, it's me. Rollins again is like, I didn't say anything about that. Now Orton comes out and wants a title shot. And Rollins is like, Tom Brady's got a better shot at a... I don't think I got all this, but Tom Brady's got a better shot at a free meal in Seattle than any of you at my title. I'm not sure if I got all that, so I'm not sure what he means by that. It's the only sport I watch. I want to devote like 3-5 hours, 8 or 9 considering the pay-per-view. Well, it'll be... Man. I'm pretty much TV'd out at that point. It's just this and like I said, it's just this and the stuff I take for Toonami for the weekend, because people usually stream then, or I'm usually like falling asleep or something like that. Sorry, I kind of kicked my desk there. Well, my knee went on the desk and I messed with it. So, and I seen the new opening for Sword Art. I'm like, is he a girl again? Is that what we're doing? We're doing this again? And it was not like a girl where I was like, oh, he just has long hair. You could probably get away with it. No, he's just straight up Ugu and shit. I'm like, oh, no, come on. Of course, I'm still going to watch. I need to see how deep this rabbit hole goes. I'm too in now. After the weird incest thing that turned out to be retconned to not be incest, apparently. I'm getting off topic. I do that. He's like, Tom Brady's got a better shot than any of you at my title, so get the hell out of my ring. And Triple H, out he comes to say, Cena at SummerSlam is at best 50-50, so there's opportunity knocking. So Cesaro, Orton, and Owens, you have yourselves a triple threat winner faces Rollins for the title at the main event tonight. Raven Siarm brought up a very good point on Twitter saying, they're mirroring what Cena did with the U.S. title when he had a triple threat. So he's like, and now Cole's going to get on Seth shit for... It doesn't go like that. There was an opportunity for it to be like, they have the match and then Rollins is going to be like, oh, I'm going to jump on this guy and boot him. No, they don't do that. That match happens and then there's like and then the main event's like an hour or almost 2 hours later. So the triple threat was like the end of hour 1, beginning of hour 2, kind of bled into each other. Too bad in that cutaway say the Bellas don't know if they want to be divas or Kardashians. And Too Bad is more beautiful than any Kardashian and more dangerous than any Bella. So, it's the words of Too Bad as they take on the Belladashians. I can't come up with that. Someone else mentioned that. I think one of them said the Belladashians. Or was it the submission sorority on doing commentary that came up with it? It's like, but it's a 3-on-3. Was there a name change? I don't remember there being one. But at ringside, the crowd wants Sasha. Can't say I blame him. And why are Charlotte and Becky so bad on commentary? Paige is doing most of the talking, as it seems like the other two are just there. Again, I haven't watched NXT, but I would like to think that they're better than that on the mic. Poor Tamina just gets rolled up by Brie after Tamina clotheslines the shit out of her. Crowd cheering for Brie, basically using her husband's offense. She does that spot where she uses her, it's the kicks to the midsection yes move that you does like the opponents on their knees, and it does like kicks to the midsection. It's like, yes. So, ugh. I'm not a fan. Like, why are you cheering for this? She's gimmick infringement. Stop it. I don't care if you're married to him. It's And again, okay with the pedigree, but then again, Rollins is kind of a little shit like that. So it works for him. He's a finisher stealer. He's cocky little freak. And they'll throw in a Star Fox in there somewhere, but I'm having fun again. It feels good to make videos again. Because I haven't had a chance to do it all week, almost. Los Matadors versus Kofi and Big E of the New Day. Beautiful tag offense from the New Day. Wins this match while the PTP and Suits have, they got clipboards scouting the match from afar. They have that other TV thing in the back that they do. And I guess WWE used their guest commentary card too quickly, so poor PTP got to sit this one out. Wow the crowd this week, unfortunately. They get interviewed backstage by Renee, who confirms that the New Day will face the Primetime Players along with Los Matadors and Lucha Dragons. Meanwhile, Rollins telling Triple H, I've beaten everybody already. Why do I have to defend my title tonight? And Triple H is like, you brought this on yourself with that open challenge last week. Never pushed you to the brink, but you proved you are who you say you are. It's about building a legacy, which you can't do in a day. And Rollins is like, yeah. Cena can go and do it every week. Anything he can do, I can do better. And so that leads up to the triple threat. Owens unloads and mocks Orton, that does the little hand thing, that little pose. Ooh. Then Orton answers back by throwing Owens and Cesaro at barricades. He at some point throws Cesaro, who stops and tries to drop Owens on top of a barricade, but gets reversed only for Orton, who's just lying in wait just to do it to Owens. Barely a 1 on Owens back in the ring as he's going to pull him back in. Huge Cesaro section, good portion of Cesaro section signs. Like, he's getting over again. Cesaro reverses and an RKO getting Orton into the crossface, so Orton has to, leave the ring to try and escape because there's no rope breaks in the triple threat. So Owens... So they're both on the outside, and Owens just flies over that top rope onto everybody. We're back from commercial, and now we got Cesaro and Orton superplexing Owens off that top rope. Cesaro tries to go for the pin, but there's Orton to stop that, so those two come to blows back and forth. Cesaro gains the advantage with the giant swing, and again puts Orton in a submission. The sharpshooter this time for his fallen brother, Tyson Kidd. But Owens breaks that up and nearly rolls up Cesaro. Orton strikes back and has Cesaro and Owens draped over the ropes for a quote vintage Orton or vintage squared from JBL. Like he's got Like he does that draping DDT off the ropes, and he's got both of them doing. He's doing it to both of them. Just bam. Vintage. Vicious fall-away slam from Owens to the barricade. Orton just destroyed it. It looked like he was down and out. So I'm like, well, I know who's winning. Cesaro corkscrew flying attack from the middle rope. Like he just leaps off and pew. It's kind of like the R2 thing where he does like the spin thing, but it's from the middle rope and it just looks a lot cleaner. Cesaro just... He's trying to suplex Owens off that top rope, but it once again gets shoved off. So Cesaro counters Owens' top rope attempt. And Owens answers back with a super kick and is about to pop up powerbomb Cesaro. Cesaro leaps over him, and there's Randy Orton right in front of him. Boom! Out of nowhere, RKO. Orton wins. Not who I wanted to win, but it was still a great match, and I can't take that away. But I'm like, he's not going to win anyway. They're not going to do that on free TV. It would actually be a huge surprise if they actually did do that. But I'm like, the fuck do you do for your man? I'm like, no, they're. I'm like, all right, who's going to have a match? There's going to be some bullshit. Ambrose backstage saying, I didn't have many friends, and you always have friends whenever you get arrested in Toledo. And, you know, he's going on and on about something, and Rollins is like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, and then the camera is like, you know, they're doing the Shield thing, kind of, but not really. Well, I don't think it's like that invasive thing that they did before. But they're still like backstage talking to just, it's like pseudo Shield, kind of. They don't have the cool cut in. They don't have the hand cam anymore, is what I'm trying to look they're going for, because they're like right in their faces. I'm like, yeah, this guy. Yeah. They're just back there with a camera, so it's not all the invasive of old. What I'm trying to say, and what Reigns is like, you know, what I think Ambrose is trying to say is that I'm the first real friend you've ever had. Bro, you can call it family versus family, but we're brothers who fought wars from all over. You guys aren't even friends. And we know each other really well, you know. How do I take my coffee? Ambrose is like, hot! A little bit of sugar. Like, how do I take my water? Room temperature. How do I like my beard? Ice cold! Alright. Now Ambrose, he finishes by saying, Luke would do anything for Bray, but not the other way around. What we're going to do to you guys at SummerSlam starts tonight. Video package detailing Brock and Taker for their match at SummerSlam, and next week they're going to be in the same arena again. Hopefully again you got the SWAT team ready to pull them apart. Things come to blows again, like I know they will. Then Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper. For some reason, Roman Reigns gets his own entrance still, even though he's watching Dean's back. Dissension? I just thought that was a little weird. Yeah. Reigns does have Ambrose back during the match. Ambrose sends Wyatt sprawling over that announce table, so when Wyatt gets up and runs after Ambrose, there's Reigns to greet him with that Superman punch. But he does get super kicked, and Harper takes advantage of Dean's top rope attempt to get the pinfall with the discus clothesline of his. Miz TV with old 2 scoops. Daniel Bryan. Miz first introduces in the crowd Stephen Amell, who says, when Stardust runs through you, call me. I'll rebrand you and teach you how to act. Okay. Now that the guy I plucked from obscurity and mentored, Daniel Bryan, who says, you know, I came here not to be on Miz TV, but do you people think I'd miss Raw in my hometown? Miz, you love to take credit for my success. You can take credit for a lot of things. Your A-list career in movies, your, quote, amazing wardrobe. But my accomplishments are hard work and everyone here tonight. Are due to hard work and everyone here tonight. Miz says that Daniel Bryan's still on the shelf, a broken toy that no one wants to play with. Miz wonders, you know, what's it like to sit at home and dwell in the past? Daniel Bryan says, in a Mick Foley way, I wrote a book that became a New York bestseller. I'm a judge on Tough Enough. And Miz is like, yeah, me too. Most qualified judge on Tough Enough, by the way. I feel like I taught you the integrity of being a champion. I mean, you did the right thing and forfeited the title. Don't you think Ryback should vacate that title to me? Big Show comes in uninvited saying, you want to talk about being tough enough? The amazing thing is that you talk so much crap and yet you still have white teeth. I thought that was... He's getting the please retire chance from the crowd. He's like, you want me to retire? You find someone to do it. Enter the Ryback. Hey, he's Ryback in action. Miz gets thrown back into... he leaves the ring, but Daniel Bryan's right there to throw him right back in. But Miz right back in the ring, so he gets destroyed as the show by Ryback, who's standing tall. Yay, he's back. Lana on commentary saying Ziggler will be back after SummerSlam. So, I guess that match is out. Mark Henry, flag in hand to get his beard split. He ain't got no wig. By Rusev. Lana gets involved by attacking Summer Rae from behind at some point, but Ray gets her back and throws Lana in the ring in front of Rusev, who then gets attacked from behind by Summer Rae. Neither one of them were in the match, so it's just a straight up DQ. And Summer Rae with an accolade on Lana. The Summer Accolade. I'm doing that a lot. Bulgarian flag drops with Rusev on the flag. It's beautiful. I was laughing my ass off when I saw it. If I can find a pic of that. As Lance Storm on Twitter said, can we get Miss Hancock / Stacy Kleber in on this? I'm like, I was more a T-man than an A. And then Stacy Keibler happened. Yeah, but Neville goes over King Barrett, so much for the latter getting to dominating people again. But enough about that. We need that Stardust Amel feud for SummerSlam. So Stardust shoves Amel and walks away. So Amel jumps the rail and attacks until security steps in. At least didn't throw a briefcase. Bitch move. Probably salty right now considering Amel gets escorted out while that briefcase thrower probably got tossed out before Reigns punked him out. Or whatever happened back there, I don't know. It was like a house show or something like that. But Triple H back there is, backstage, when they get back there, is admonishing Amel for jumping the guardrail. And he's like, Stardust put his hands on me, so as a man, I gotta fight back. I'll sign whatever you want me to sign, just make that match. And it's like, and Triple H is like, it's your funeral. So, Stardust and Barrett versus Neville and Stephen Amell. Sheamus interviewed backstage before the main event. Do I root for Randy Orton? Or that skunk-haired weasel Seth Rollins? At least Seth is entertaining. I love what he did to Cena. Now his face can land him a role in the Goonies. Johnny! You Goonies! Triple H got it right. There's chaos surrounding the WWE title picture. But there's one sure thing. Me Money in the Bank briefcase. And who knows, the right time may be tonight. Rollins carrying damn near everything Orton throws out at him. Almost gets a 3 on him, too. Rollins about to top rope Orton, but that gets countered. A lot of that going on tonight. A lot of top rope countering going on tonight. Superplex! Not a 3. Rollins gets his pedigree countered only to boot Orton and strike Orton with vintage Rollins. Like, he gets the drooping DDT now. So he's mocking Orton. He's going to do his thing. He's going for the pedigree. That gets reversed. Rollins strikes Orton from the other side of the ropes, top rope, only to get RKO'd. So it looks like Orton's about to win, but Sheamus pulls Orton outside before the 3 count's made. Bro kicks Rollins and is about to cash in, but Orton gets up and RKO. So, yeah.
Predictable!
SmackDown opens with Thursday Night Rollins, that's tape delay for Tuesday Night repetitive joke. He said, we lead fast-paced lives, but if we don't soak up what's happening around us, we're taking life for granted. Something this special doesn't come along every year. There's no words to describe the greatness we're a part of. This is like if Babe Ruth hit 1,000 more home runs in his career. It's like if Michael Jordan, as great as he was, had won 20 MVPs. Genius on the level that even the Rolling Stones and the Beatles could even dream of. This is unparalleled greatness. This is me. Your WWE World Heavyweight Champion at the top of his game. I tamed the Viper. I heroically escaped that poor excuse of a Money in the Bank cash-in by Sheamus. I brought Neville back down to earth, the man that already forgot, and the creme de la creme, turning John Cena's face into surrealist art. One day your children and your grandchildren will ask what was your greatest accomplishment in life, and you'll say, I got to see Seth Rollins in his prime. And on Tough Enough, Cena accepts my challenge, but he didn't even do it himself. He had to have Daniel Bryan do it for him. So I am daring Cena to bring that ugly mug of his to Raw and answer my challenge face to face. Neville comes out. Seth's like, as Neville's coming out, he's like, is there a cat stuck in a tree somewhere? Or an old lady needs help crossing the street? No one called for a superhero. And Neville's like, apparently it takes one to shut you up. I'm disappointed by all the details you decide to leave out, like how you broke Cena's face. Even though you did that, you still got beat by him. Or if it wasn't for Orton, Sheamus would be the new WWE champion. Or how you couldn't even kick out on my red arrow. You had to drape your thing, put your foot on the rope. And Rollins tries to tell him to leave. Neville steals Cesaro's gimmick by saying Rollins goes on and on and on and on. And so you speak of the Swiss Superman and he shall appear. Cesaro agrees and comes out but gets jumped from behind by Kevin Owens while Rollins strikes Neville from behind. Charlotte boots Naomi with the figure 8. As for SummerSlam, all 3 teams of these divas are going to compete in an elimination tag match. Hashtag give divas an actually unique match. Ryback informs us how deadly a staph infection really can be. Yeah, he says, they show pictures of the staph infection that he had. He's like, he says, it took me off my feet. It took the big guy off his feet, but it didn't finish it. So I pulled myself back up, meat hooked that infection, shell shocked that infection, and I trailblazed my ass to Portland. I saw a lot of people say that this title was cursed, that I should maybe forfeit this title, and when I started to second guess myself through social media, I saw your positive messages and your get wells and your inspirational words, so thank you for that. Miz, Big Show, at SummerSlam you're gonna wake up, cause it's feeding time. Wyatt and Harper in the ring. Harper says, they try to tell you that all human beings are inherently evil. Something has to happen, and when it does, it flips like a switch. But me, I was born holding the devil's hand. What's your excuse? Wyatt says, he was once blind, but I gave him sight. Tonight, Roman, his eyes are set on you. Family versus family at SummerSlam. I'll bring my brother, you bring your lunatic. Ambrose interrupts. He comes out here with a mic. He's like, I don't have anything to say. I'm just out here to watch what we do best and talk with our fists. Reigns versus Harper. Wyatt apparently doing what he does best, and that's attack the legal man on the outside and break at the pin and force a DQ. Sheamus interviewed backstage by that discount Josh Matthews. His first name's Rich. I don't remember what his last name was. I don't forget it. It's they called him, because I remember the New Day called him Rich, and I'm like, I could be just a, I don't know if that's enough or two. I'm like, let me see if they call him that again next week, and it'll confirm for me, because that might have been just be like they don't know who this guy is, so they're gonna get his name wrong, like that heel thing, like Mitchell Cole, like very Chris Jericho early on of doing that. Like, who cares what your name is? Like Mitchell Cole, Kirk Angel, Chris Benoit. I forget who else it was. Kirk Angel's my favorite though. Kirk Angel. Sounds like a pop star or a televangelist or something. Kirk Angel. I found Jesus with a broken freaking neck. Praise. Kirk Angel. Call me Kirk Angel. But yeah, he's interviewed by Rich, who's the discount Josh Matthews, like I've been saying. Sheamus he's in no mood for questions. The WWE Universe is sick and tired of the same old things. Rollins going on and on about how tough he is. Orton hitting RKOs out of nowhere. They demand to be entertained. I was about to give them that worthy champion on Monday. As World Heavyweight Champion, I would usher in a new era. An era of men, of warriors. But Orton stopped that like a Terminator. But on Monday, I'll be back. To bro kick a hole in your chest. And I'll be back to do it again and again until you are erased from existence. And it'll just be me and Rollins. A brighter future is just a bro kick away. New Day's Big E and Xavier Woods lose to the Primetime Players in a non-title match, while our main event is Rollins and Owens versus Cesaro and Neville. Rollins wins by grabbing Cesaro's tights to pin him, but Cesaro does end the match on top by just going through everybody. I don't know what happened to Neville. I was trying to speed through this one quickly just so I had time to upload this podcast before because it's still like very early morning. But that's the podcast. I'm trying to... Again, I'm going to be super busy, so if you don't see much from me outside of the podcast, you'll know why. Because I'm... only got 2 more before my 25th. I don't even know if I'm going to have time to do what I do for that. I'm trying to do the thing where it's like... YouTube does the streaming service. I wanted to do that on YouTube, if nothing else, so I'll figure out a way, hopefully. I'll hopefully have what I need to have by then. And then I can do this whenever the fuck I want. I don't have to wait till like the early morning or whatever, and I can just go in, because sometimes my time, for a while now, doing this, my time has never been my own. I've had to either share it or find a spot to be in where I'm by myself and then come back in or something like that, where my internet wireless is not at its finest. I mean, I can just be offline. I don't have to have the internet just to do this. I can just grab my mic and all that and stuff and just like... But that's it for this week. At least this podcast. Hopefully I can get more videos out, but again, if I don't, you'll still have at least the podcast either Sunday or whatever. But thanks for listening. Take care.